Dragonflight as an expansion is kind of interesting. It sort of only has two major back-of-the-box features, a new class and a new flight system. I talked a little bit about the class-race combo already, but after spending a lot more time with dragon riding, I'm confident in saying that I am truly in love. It's a flashy, high-speed gameplay element that looks great in a trailer, but using this means of transport for my daily quests and leveling alts has really cemented it in as a strong and positive addition to World of Warcraft as a whole. It's also a very modern spin on things. I applaud Blizzard for taking inspiration for gravity and momentum-based flight from 1996's Super Mario 64, and combining it with the precision and challenge of 1999's Superman 64. As soon as Blizzard gets in the Sega Dreamcast, I'm sure we'll see an expansion about running away from large set pieces. Just imagine a thrall and there's a whale behind him. But the fun I'm having in Dragonflight isn't the reason I love dragon riding. Rather, it's when I leave the Dragon Isles, I have to start thinking about using my stupid old mounts, and I realize, dragon riding adds a lot to my daily grind. This one cost me $6,000 US, and it sort of just swims through the air. That's when it dawned on me, the difference isn't really the speed, it's the engaging feeling you get by having to pay attention to things while you're zooming around. And now that I think about it, what if some other tedious parts of the game were also this engaging? I think Blizzard is really onto something with this, and I'm also pretty sure we'll see dragon riding rolled out into the larger world eventually. But why stop there? In my dream version of WoW, we'd see this sort of engaging gameplay rolled out into the most mundane of activities. Gathering professions. First, mining. Right now, mining and herb gathering are effectively the same thing. You look for a spot on your minimap and you click on the node. There's a tad bit of nuance behind how the new talent trees allow you to benefit from nodes, but largely this is the depth of mining gameplay. And the first thing that comes to mind is the mining minigame from Final Fantasy XIV. Back when it launched, being a miner was basically considered its own class. You could start at a level 1 character and specialize in mining. Focus on that trade. The act of mining had its own gameplay mechanic, where you had to very precisely time your swings in order to get out the most of the material. This was recreated as a cute minigame in A Realm Reborn's casino, since the mining mechanic was replaced with this new RPG-style RNG table. But the current style of gathering, you can choose what sort of material you want out of the node. With varying probability of success, which is increased with your level and gear, you kind of make decisions and choose what you're trying to do and then accomplish it. These styles are both fun and engaging, but I think the answer for WoW is a little more simple. Warcraft has a history of borrowing from other games, but this time I think they should borrow from themselves and make mining a little more like archaeology. I like the idea of having multiple steps. First, you have to triangulate the right place to dig, and then you narrow down where the veins really are. This makes it feel like a specialized job, especially if you can get stats that make the different steps more efficient along the way. But it also keeps bots on their toes, since there's a human element to the gameplay. I know there are archaeology fans out there that already feel left out, but just like the Warlock fans envious of Demon Hunters, all I can say is,
times change.
But what about herbalism? Like I said, mining and herbing are effectively the same thing. You click on a node and that's it. To help differentiate the two, I think we need to take this back to the Garrison-style gardens. I feel like the lore of an effective herb master isn't just the ability to spot useful herbs in the wild, but to watch and nurture plants that you've gathered. I think players should have an instanced garden where they can plant seeds and maybe even cross-pollinate or nurture plants in ways that encourages strains to grow more potent or more abundantly. A little bit of personality like this could really help make choosing your gathering professions feel like a new journey to embark on, not simply a matter of, I want to fund my blacksmithing career. And don't forget about the new talent trees. While the goal of the tree is that eventually you fill it up completely, I think it would be neat to offer a branch that focuses on open world herbalism, and then a smaller branch that focuses on the greenhouse experience. For those who don't want to change and like flying around looking for those herbs, just lean into it, get the most out of that adventure. The important part is that it should feel like it's a choice you're making for your character. Just like your friend might choose to build up the best herb garden in the game, You get a feeling of satisfaction knowing that you're a real adventurer with practical survival skills. I feel like it's rare to enjoy gathering professions in MMOs. In fact, Final Fantasy is the only one that comes to mind for my own personal tastes. I've had fishing parties where friends and even guilds will gather in their favorite fishing gear and we'll just share stories while we idly level up our alts. Funnily enough, I'm actually pretty happy with the fishing in Warcraft right now, especially with those world quests. Hooking a fish and pulling it onto hard land to claim is fun, and since the world quests are time limited and they rotate locations, you tend to see other players come by with the same goal as you. It can be an opportunity to reach out even while actively playing the game, and it's one of the smaller moments in WoW that I deeply appreciate. If miners and herbomancers could have a similar experience where they bond over the craft, I think it'd be even more special. But for now, let's just enjoy our dragon races. If you have any ideas for ways to spice up the mundane activities in the game, leave a comment below, and a representative from Blizzard will be personally reviewing each and every one within 24 hours. Oh, and a couple video recommendations. Gavin Rad the Bookish did a great video on the RP group I'm in, Warcraft Conquest. If you guys don't follow him already, at least check out this video. It's pretty terrific. Also, Izzy did a fantastic video on the famous story of the failed Reddit Dragon MMO. She might be outside your wheelhouse, so I want to make sure to share this story with you guys. It's both funny and oddly interesting to think about what this game might have become.